Roy, an exit out of the Macron Cup. Can you just quickly give me your thoughts on the overall game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're disappointed to exit the competition. I think obviously the scoreline, as it suggested, Thornton were worthy winners today, and congratulations to them, and we wish them all the best in the rest of the competition. We obviously had a lot of players missing today, but that was, again, it was an opportunity for players to come in, a couple of new signings coming in as well. So you've got to say probably that on the balance of it, we haven't been probably strong enough today. The strength in depth has been probably questioned a little bit with so many players missing, that we didn't have a big enough squad. We could only name 4 on the bench as it was anyway. I felt that the side that started the game certainly was probably good enough to go and win the game. But again, probably shot ourselves in the foot when we should have probably conceded a penalty in the first minute. The referee didn't give it, and of course the next challenge in the box he was always going to give it because of, I think he realised he'd made the mistake on the first penalty.
Yeah, but if you actually think about it over the course of the game, it felt like a totally different side from previous weeks and probably the entire season.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was always going to be the case, and the plan, Jacob and I had said all along, we were going to use today's game to give people opportunities. There's lads who've been training, not had much game time lately, so we're always going to use today to give those players game time. And even like George Kelly, not played as much. If G. Kell had been here today, he would have played as well because he's not had as much game time, but unfortunately he was on holiday. So it was always going to be a different side that played today, because I said to the players before, what's going to test us really this season is the strength in depth of the squad, not just the strength of our starting 11 if everyone's fit. And I think it showed us today probably we do need to get a little bit more strength in depth.
Yeah, but despite everything that has happened, there must be some good things to take from this one.
Yeah, you always get, you always take some positives out of every single game. Townley got another 90 minutes under his belt, which was good for him, and a few other players got minutes. But equally as well, what disappointed me about today's game was we didn't show the sort of fight and desire that we showed last week against Main Road. I thought we were all off it today. Every single player, I've just said to the players in there that, I think everyone's been off it today. We can't sort of say that. I think, if you're trying to pick a man of the match, you'd really struggle for us today. Every player had an off day. Last week we were winning first balls, we were winning second balls, we were lively, and we didn't have any of that today. So it's back to the training ground for us, and hopefully this week we'll look to bring in maybe 1 or 2 new faces as well, because I think, like we said, the strength of the squad's probably been questioned a little bit today, and also as well, I said a couple of weeks ago that I felt some of the players are maybe a little bit comfortable because they haven't got enough competition for places.
Yeah, but with Jacob Smith's departure earlier this week, is that a sign of players coming and going, or
yeah, that's football at this level. Luke, players will come and players will go. To be fair to Jacob, he's been a bit unlucky this season. Barks and Kean had been the sort of first choice centre half pairing, and Jacob got an opportunity to go to Colne, and I said to Jacob, if you feel it's the right move for you, then you've got to take that opportunity. But obviously it just left us a little bit shorter today as well, because Jacob certainly would have started today as well if he'd have been in and around. But that's football. Players will come and players will go. Some of the players who've been in today will probably move on. That's football, and we'll look to bring in 1 or 2 more. But yeah, that's the nature of non-league football, so we're aware of that. Lads want to play, and if they're not getting regular game time, then they're always going to go and look at another club to see if they can get that game time.
Thanks for your time, Roy.
No worries, cheers.